Hi guys, Mitch King with Trade Stocks America with the Monday morning, April 5th, 2010 daily stock report. Hope you guys had a great Easter weekend, nice long rest. Here's the Dow 30, up 0.6% or 70 points on the Dow 30. Market's real strong. The market was also closed in Europe for Good Friday as well, and they ended up at the 12-month high in Europe as well. So we're looking to set up for a nice bull run or continuing that trend on the uptrend this week. We had some good economic news on Thursday and Friday. The jobs report was better than expected. The unemployment rate remained at 9.7%. We got some economists saying that the jobs recovery is on track to help improve the economic recovery. So we're on a real good bullish sentiment that looks like we're setting up for this week. Here's the S&P 500, up 0.75% on the S&P 500. Hit a slightly higher high, and we're looking for that trend to continue on the uptrend for these stocks. Here's the Russell 2000. The small cap sector outperformed all the other indexes this year and likely to do that for quite some months, probably the rest of this year. Let's take a look at Toyota Motors, going sideways to slightly negative this last week. Looking for this to pop above that $82 and just keep an eye on it because we don't want to see this thing turning down and giving up a lot more of our profits. The high was over $82 from the low that we talked about this at $71 here in early February and again in late February. I'd like to hang on to the profits yet give it a chance to run, and that's why you have a stop loss, maybe 7, 8, 10% the most. Here's Starbucks coming down for the moment after announcing the dividend. Clearly people were expecting that in early March, and maybe that's why the stock ran up from $23 to $26. And I think long term, as you can see with the bigger picture, this has got a good nice uptrend. Here's Google resuming its uptrend. Let's take a little wider view. That's a good view there, about 5 or 6 months of history there. So it's resuming back its uptrend after the announcing and kind of jousting with China on whether they can still not be filtered on with the access from the Chinese in People's Republic of China in the mainland. It's a really resilient stock after that kind of news. And China is still a relatively small percentage of their search, but they really want to get in there if possible. Here's ACL. We've talked about just recovering of a couple bucks. So this is basically dead money. I've mentioned that a couple times on this video. Close this out at 162 off the daily stock report. So maybe freeing up some cash to look for something else. Been pretty dead for a month, and in February was a nice uptrend and early in the last part of January. But that uptrend is really stalled for the last month. WellPoint, WLP on a gradual uptrend. Healthcare stocks are also reacting, expecting this to follow the market as it moves up, as we're expecting it to move up. Henry Schein still on a nice uptrend, slightly higher high on Thursday, looking to break to a new high on Monday. This medical equipment sector tends to be very stable, doesn't seem to react as negatively as during the pullbacks of the general market, so it's a real nice hold here on this stock. MDR, higher high on Thursday, and then it sold off a little bit toward the close. The heavy construction materials sector, we've got a good construction number on Friday, I believe. It was either Friday or Thursday, so this should help this stock continue to move up along with the general market. Here's WMGI, the one we're looking for as a short sale, got close to that $18 stop within 2 cents, as you can see from the high on Thursday. I figured it was going to get stopped out on Thursday, but it turned right down, acting the way we really want it. This one is probably not worth hanging on to on a short position because the market's probably going to be moving up and pulling this one up with it. I'd consider watching it for another couple days, and if it doesn't go down and starts moving up, go ahead and close it out. Not very much profit on this so far, but I think we could be fighting an uphill battle on this one. Looking for SanDisk to break to a higher level. 36 and above is what we're looking for. It might take a week or so to get there, but we should be seeing the tech stocks respond here this week on the positive side. Higher high on ROK, kind of been dead money for a few weeks, but a real positive looking chart here to me. Gradual trend starting to move up here. Astoria Financial, it's a banking. They tend not to have much of a change, looking for a higher high above that $15 number. CMI, Cummins, looking for a higher high. Had a slightly higher high on Thursday. Good uptrend still. Should start picking up. Hornbeck Offshore is up 7% on Thursday with that transportation sector to get moving. Not sure how much higher this goes. If this turns over tomorrow right toward that first 15 minutes, I'd be gone on this one. Look for this to move up, though. It should move up a little more than just today. We should get a little carryover on Monday, and it's just going to have to watch it and play it as you see it. Now, Dendrion's really interesting. It's a biotech sector, really strong stock, 37 bucks. Looking for this thing to move to a higher level here, and this is going to be a really interesting stock, very exciting stock to be long. Looking for Dendrion to move up something like this. Here's a new bull short, DCTH. I'm personally short this stock, and a couple other TSA staff may be short DCTH. It's a docile bull short compared to the other hot ones that we had with ABIO and ARQL in the last couple weeks. And so the way to handle this one is see if it hits that $9 or goes over. If it runs up a little bit tomorrow and then peaks out and starts going down without hitting that $9 figure, it'd be safe to start gradually opening that short position. The key things to these bull shorts is don't get leveraged, because if you're wrong and you let it run or it runs up against you, then you could really hit pretty hard, especially if you're borrowing money on margin. So again, just have a smaller position on these. They're very dangerous. The safest way to play these is to peak out first and then let them go down, and my guess is that we'll see that 7 to 750 in a week or 10 days. So again, I'm personally short this stock. Let me just show you two other ones that were previous to this, were really strong, much more difficult to handle. Here's that ABIO that some of you guys worked with that went from $2.50 to over $9, and we're back to $5. Spiked down on Thursday, down 8.6%, as you can see right here. And this is gonna looks like it's gonna continue to fall apart. Some of these, when they come down so low, and if this thing goes down to like that $4 figure and then flattens out, you start looking for this to go on, and these can really be big percentage gains. But the lower it goes, the better odds you have to go long those. And this is for aggressive investors, and again, very small long position of this one. This short is over as far as I'm concerned. ARQL was a hot one, went from $3.50 to over $8, now at $5.79 at the close on Thursday, and looks like it has a little more downside to it. So we're seeing a lot of speculation, and again, going back to DCTH, pretty docile, a lot more controlled of a short. So you guys take care, don't get leveraged, work with the best ideas you can see, and again, just keep a small position. You take care, we'll talk to you tomorrow night.